It was a really difficult time. We were getting phone calls every day from debt collection agencies, and quite often more than one. They were very aggressive in their approach. Dinner time was the time that they chose every night. And it got to the point where we just wouldn't answer the phone. Sometimes we'd even get people knocking on the door, and that's very disheartening.
And the sheriff ones.
That's terrible when a sheriff turns up. Our children were 5, 8 and 11 at the time. It was the time where they start being aware of what other people have and what they don't, which became very hard. They never once complained
No.
in reality, but you can just see it in their face. You could see a longing or a desire to have something that their friends had that we couldn't give them.
I think that the children worried for us.
Stand beside the broken, we must go.
Our finances had never been very good. We married quite early. We didn't have any financial counselling, and from that time we were poor money managers. I became quite ill. It was a journey that would take 3 years for me to become well again. We became in debt because of the medicines. We needed to buy shopping, but we didn't have cash.
Credit cards became a big part of how we survived. We had 3 or 4 on the go at once, and it doesn't take long to max them all out. There were even times when we would go and do the weekly shopping and then not be able to pay for it at all. And there was always people hassling, there was always pressure. They wanted their money now, and that was something that we just couldn't give them.
Beside the broken, we must go.
Very disheartening. It left you thinking, well, there's nothing I can do, there's no way out. I can't provide for my family. Times when you'd start to think, well, what is the way out? Is there a way out? I felt like I had no worth as a person. My family were the most important thing to me at the time. But when you can't provide for them, when you can't buy your son a pair of shoes to go to school,
Fill us up, send us out.
many nights you'd lie in bed awake just worrying about how you're going to do what you have to do. How are you going to provide for your family?
Our problem was debt, and we just had no idea how to crawl out of it. That's where CAP came in, isn't it?
I'd contacted a debt management company, and the first thing he said was, we're going to have to go bankruptcy. That didn't sit well with me. I'm always tried to be a man of integrity, and I wanted to honour my debts. After that meeting, I went down and spoke with a work colleague. A couple of days later, he came in with a CAP brochure, and that was the start of what has been a magnificent transformation in our lives. We've learned how to handle our money, we've learned how to get out of debt, and it was just so easy. The burden that was lifted straight away as soon as you made that phone call.
Utter relief, you know, when at the end of the first meeting that went for quite a few hours, they said to us, this is okay, we're going to get through this.
They came back with a plan, and that was the first time that we'd seen on paper that there was a way out. They took over all the stress and all the management. Any phone calls we got from debt collectors, we gave them CAP's details and told them that they were to contact them. Same thing with letters of demand in the mail, we just forwarded them to CAP and they dealt with it all.
We must go.
We're now debt free.
Yeah.
It happened quicker than expected, and this is because of CAP's ability to work with the people that you owe money to. CAP didn't take over everything. Part of coming up with the plan is that they sit down with you and you work out what things you're going to be responsible for and what things they're going to be responsible for. So some of the day-to-day expenses and stuff we were responsible for. We still had responsibility.
But they empowered us, didn't they?
CAP empowered us to see where we were making the mistakes. And rather than them being the band-aid and doing everything, part of that onus and part of the responsibility was still ours.
We now have a vision to own our own home one day, something that we never ever dreamt possible. CAP basically enabled us to learn how to do that and to budget properly and to know that there can be a little set aside each week for time together and fun. We didn't feel like CAP restricted us in any way. They were not judgmental at all. It was just a real hand on your shoulder. We're walking this journey with you.